On this episode of OFallon Matters, get to know a spiritual leader with a passion for helping others, discover a sacred treasure in the heart of O'Fallon, and learn how to stay safe while surfing online. All this and more on OFallon Matters. Welcome to OFallon Matters. Coming together with ideas on how to make St. Charles County a great place to live, work, and play is the aim of this group.
St. Charles County is made up of 15 cities with an estimated population of over 373,000 residents. Each municipality functions independently with their own ordinances and forms of government. But it's important that cities within St. Charles County communicate with each other on the issues that face their constituents. And that's where the St. Charles County Municipal League comes into play.
The mission of the St. Charles County Municipal League is to have the elected officials in the different cities gather together 4 times a year. We talk about political issues that are either happening right now or we see happening down the road. Then we talk about policy making, and those are the things that we bring back to our cities.
Meetings feature guest speakers and a variety of significant issues that directly affect county residents.
What our meetings do consist of is any issue that is facing one of these cities as we speak, or the state. What is the state looking at doing that would affect the cities? So it's a moving target. We will talk about whatever we see either coming up or on the forefront right now.
Keep in mind that the St. Charles County Municipal League functions independently of the Missouri Municipal League.
They do a lot of work in Jeff City. That is their main goal. That is what they do. And what we do as a county municipal league is we work closely with them. We do not have a membership in the Missouri Municipal League because the cities individually have those memberships.
Members of the St. Charles County Municipal League volunteer their time on top of their other duties as elected officials.
I think that part of it is how much my community has given to me. And I like to be part of the decision making. And again, through the Municipal League, I get more knowledge so that I am better informed, and that information helps me to help my residents, and I think that's important. I think it's important for people to get involved in their community on whatever level works for them.
It's good to know that the cities of St. Charles County are communicating and sharing ideas through the St. Charles County Municipal League.
There's an historic national landmark right on Main Street, and you've probably driven past it perhaps 100 times. Today we're going to take you inside the St. Joseph Chapel.
There are few buildings in O'Fallon with as rich a history as St. Joseph's Chapel. Through the years, this Gothic chapel has been a place for education, for social history, for artistic endeavors, and above all else, for worship. The Sisters of the Most Precious Blood came to the New World in the early 1870s and built their mother house here in O'Fallon in 1874. O'Fallon at that time was just a small farming community, and this Catholic infusion fostered an ongoing interest in the liturgical arts. As the city expanded, so did the Sisters, and they built the St. Joseph Convent Chapel in 1925 to better serve the growing community. Before too long, they'd realized the need for even more space, and the chapel was expanded and remodeled again in 1962. But through the years, the Sisters never lost focus on what was really important, and the chapel provided an important addition to their way of life.
For the community here and over the years, this has been our primary place of worship, and worship is really the center of what we are and do as a community. It's where we come together to do what is most important to us. It's where we have held our most significant events such as our religious professions, our jubilees, and our funerals. It's where life happens for us.
This chapel rests on the picturesque village of St. Mary's site, just north of the railroad that runs through O'Fallon's oldest district. The imposing brick edifice and Gothic arch windows may look beautiful from the outside, but seeing it from within is inspirational.
Maybe the most outstanding feature is the artwork. In the history of churches, the art was almost like a painted gospel. It told the biblical stories that we remember. And so in the older part of the chapel, we have artwork that was painted by a German immigrant. His name was Gottfried Schiller. I think this is, as far as I know, one of the few remaining places where his art is still visible.
Gottfried Schiller's work includes the painted medallions that tell the story of the Sisters of the Most Precious Blood, as well as the life-size Stations of the Cross, and his art remains an important part of the chapel today. When the chapel was renovated and expanded, there were now more walls to decorate, a task which fell to the Director of Ecclesiastical Art Department, Sister Hiltrudis Powers. Inspired by Gottfried's work, Sister Powers added murals to the sides of the chapel and created the intricate tester hanging above the altar. But her most dramatic work has provided illumination to visitors for years.
Sister's masterpiece, I think, are the windows. She not only chose the colors, but also did painting on the glass itself, which gives it the texture and the definition.
Sister Powers was also a talented metalworker, and the massive metal grill separating the old altar from the new is a beautiful example of her work. But as things have changed for the Sisters of the Most Precious Blood, they have never forgotten their roots. Of course, it helps that a piece of their history traveled to the New World with them and has resided in an attached chapel room ever since.
In that altar down at the bottom is a wax image of the martyr Faustus, but the altar itself came, I don't know how, they must have taken it apart, but came from Europe when the sisters first came over here. And it depicts different images of this, like the scourging of Jesus and different times when his blood was shed. Anyway, it's very decorative, or very ornate.
This chapel was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2007, and it's not hard to understand why. This building is steeped in history and still a strong part of the O'Fallon community. With daily masses and regular services, you're welcome to join the sisters in worship within these walls. They also provide tours to groups and organizations, and it's worth a trip to the north end of O'Fallon to experience the beauty of this chapel.
Somebody told me once about how she believed that the prayers of all the people that ever had prayed were just kind of in the walls, you know, seeped in, so to speak. And I've often thought about that with this chapel here, that these are living stones that make it, because it's enlivened with all that has gone on here over many years.
This next story features a city department that strives to assist low-income residents who need special assistance with home repairs and transportation.
Over the years, the Public Assistance Department has made a commitment to revitalize neighborhoods, expand affordable housing, and improve community facilities for residents who have low to moderate income. And now they're helping disabled residents find a ride with a new transportation program.
Our new transportation program is designed to help our residents who are disabled get to medical and essential living appointments. We've found with the lack of public transportation here in our county that some residents, if they don't have family around, are not able to get to weekly medical appointments, whether that be dialysis or whatever it may be. And this is our way to help those residents get to those appointments that are needed for their health care. So we went ahead, we added to that, and we put in the essential livings for grocery shopping, more so for those residents who are in wheelchairs. If you want to schedule a ride, you need to go through Zip Care Transportation. You can either call their phone number and schedule directly, or they do have a schedule a ride available online.
Helping families improve their homes is the #1 priority with this vital program.
Our home improvement loan program is our top program that we help about 35 residents a year with. It is a 5-year forgivable loan, meaning if you stay in your home for 5 years, you will never have to repay it. We can do a multitude of repairs, from driveway replacements to HVAC replacements, plumbing, electrical, any code violations. Code violations are the biggest number one that we're looking for every time, because our purpose is we want to keep everybody in their home and keep them safe. Nobody should live in an unsafe home.
It's almost that time of year again when local golfers grab their clubs and play around for an important cause.
This year's Project Home Golf Tournament is going to be on May 8th of 2015 at the Falls Golf Club again. We're in the beginning stages of prepping. We're going to start contacting all of our local businesses to pull in our sponsorship and to get our golfers registered, and we don't anticipate the event to be any less awesome than it is every year. It's going to be a great day, and we're hoping the community comes out and shows their support for the program.
The proceeds from Project Home help preserve the city of O'Fallon as a great place to live for generations to come. And over the years, Project Home funds have been used for a variety of purposes. But the focus has always been, how can we make our community be a better place to live?
Project Home Golf Tournament funds a lot of small community projects for low-income individuals or disabled individuals. We do a lot of wheelchair ramps, whether they be permanent or temporary, or if we're going into homes and seeing a lot of code violations and these individuals aren't necessarily falling into the needs of the other programs that we have, we'll take all the money that we've raised through the golf tournament, get community volunteers, we'll buy the supplies, and we'll make a weekend of going in and doing projects.
It's easy to apply for these programs. All you have to do is call us or simply come up to O'Fallon's Municipal Center and grab an application. So don't be shy, you may qualify for help. To find out more, call 636-379-5411 or go to www.ofallon.mo.us and click on Grants and Assistance.
It's time for a break. When we come back, we'll take you behind the scenes of the O'Fallon Communications Department. We'll also give you some advice to help keep your computer safe from online attacks. Stay with us. This is OFallon Matters. Welcome back to OFallon Matters. Now let's catch up with a local preacher who's making a difference not only in his parishioners' lives, but also in the lives of the O'Fallon Police Department. Joe Meyer has this story.
Located off West Terra Lane is a small church that is beaming with the spirit of its pastor.
And then it's going to have the blaze.
Dynamic is a word that accurately describes Pastor Brandon Buford of Lighthouse Pentecostal Church. Brandon dedicates his life to God and his community. He was raised in Metro St. Louis and attended the Gateway College of Evangelism in Florissant, Missouri. Over the years, Brandon and his wife have evangelized all over the world. And after a brief stint as a youth pastor in Ohio, Buford set up shop right here in O'Fallon.
We were looking for another church to go to and realized that this church was available. They were needing a pastor. And so at the age of 28 years old, we came back home, if you will, and started pastoring this church. And then come to find out, Money Magazine has us in the top 100 cities. We start seeing the growth of the city. And so for me, what I enjoy most about O'Fallon is the fact that it's a growing city.
Pastor Buford is a big hit with his congregation. In fact, he has seen his church grow right along with the city of O'Fallon.
And then just even though we're growing, you've got that small town. I feel like I can say hi to people on the street. It just has that incredible feel. And then come to find out, that the city council opens in prayer. It's part of the city charter. So to me, the city of O'Fallon is a city that understands the importance of having a spiritual foundation.
Besides tending to his duties as a spiritual leader, Brandon volunteers his time to the City of O'Fallon's Police Department chaplain program.
So I think sometimes as a pastor, as a minister, we can become very focused on what happens in our walls. And so this allows me the opportunity to minister to people I may not ever get a chance to minister to. And the City of O'Fallon and the Police Department it has embraced the chaplaincy program since 1974. So it's got a great history of working together, and I think that's one of the reasons our department is so incredible.
Brandon is always there for our police officers. You may even find Brandon riding around with officers while giving them helpful spiritual advice.
Chaplains are allowed to ride along with the officers, and that puts us in a car where we're driving, we're talking, shooting the breeze, and invariably you give them an opportunity, confidential, to express a concern, a hurt, a desire. Chaplains can talk about something they're stressed about. And we're not counselors, that's a whole nother field, but we are an ear that can listen, a mentoring voice that can talk to them.
Each O'Fallon City Council meeting features an eloquent invocation given by local clergy.
Through the years, I have been asked to set those up, and so we use our police chaplains. We try to use other pastors in the area of all different denominations. But there is something about it to stand there and take 2 or 3 minutes before any major decisions are made, before anything of importance is passed. We simply ask for God to center us, to guide us, to direct us. And for me to play a part of that, where I don't have to be political, but I can see how that works together. I think that is one of the most incredible parts about living in the city of O'Fallon.
When Brandon gets time away from his spiritual path, he enjoys spending time in O'Fallon with his family.
We enjoy just the different, some of the festivals that are there. We've done that. Love to see the fireworks, the lights there at Fort Zumwalt Park. It has everything that you need. I don't have to go here or there. I don't have to cross the rivers. I'm not having to go far. Everything we need is right here, and it just keeps that community feel.
Brandon Buford helps make our community shine through his spiritual guidance along with his dedicated volunteerism. And Brandon truly believes that O'Fallon matters to all of us.
Internet scams are an unfortunate reality, but you can learn a few simple tricks to stay safe online.
We've tackled internet scams in a previous episode of OFallon Matters, and today we're going to help you stay safe against even more online threats. Phishing scams are a common way scammers try to get your credit card or passwords, and viruses can cause a lot of problems for your computer. OFallon's Information Technology Manager will help you stay safe online.
Hi, I'm Brian Bazell. I'm the IT Manager for the City of O'Fallon, and today we're going to talk about email scams, staying safe online, phishing, and antivirus. So our first topic today is going to be phishing scams. Phishing scams are an attempt to get information from you like social security number or bank account number, passwords, in either email or other form of communication. One thing you want to look out for is if you do receive an email and it has something that your account has been suspended from your bank and they want your social security number for verification, maybe an account number, maybe even your password, and then want you to click a link to submit this information. You have to be careful about that. You can hover over that link, and usually in your browser it will show you where that link actually goes. If it doesn't go to your bank, or if the email is not from your bank, don't click on that link. Another classic example of some phishing scams are they don't spell the words correctly, misspellings, incorrect grammar. They don't use your name. They say "Dear Customer," and those are great examples of a classic phishing scam. If you're not comfortable with it, certainly it's suspect. The link that they provide, if you're not sure where it goes, as we mentioned earlier, you can hover over it. You can also manually type that link into a browser and see where that goes instead of clicking on the link. Our next topic is antivirus. There are some simple signs that you can kind of look for to see if your computer may be infected. One is that it's all of a sudden started running very slowly, or it reboots on its own or at random times. These are all good signs that there could be something going on. So when you're picking out that antivirus, you want that good antivirus product to go in and stop those threats before they happen. And when you're looking at antivirus, there are a lot of options to choose from. You have free versions which provide basic protection. And you also have paid versions of the same products. I myself like the paid version. You get a little more protection as far as rootkits, exploits, zero-day, malware. And so those really help protect your system when you're online, when you're on your banking sites. So as you can see, there are some simple steps you can take to stay safe online. It doesn't end with just installing your antivirus. You have to make sure that it's updated. And those emails that you get from your bank, if you're not sure about them, don't click on the link. Call your bank directly. These little small steps will keep you safe online.
If you follow these tips, you're well on your way to a safer internet experience. Remember, use your common sense and stay aware of potential tricks and scams. Be safe online, and you'll protect your computer and your personal information.
If you want to find out about city festivals, municipal updates, and governmental meetings, this O'Fallon department can get you the information you need.
When you flip through the pages of the O'Fallon Parks and Rec Guide to find the perfect event for your family, or watch a short video on local businesses through the O'Fallon Business Map and Directory, you're seeing the work of O'Fallon's Communications Department. In fact, the Communications Department works through a variety of media sources to ensure that O'Fallon residents can stay up to date with everything happening in their city. With 5 websites, a TV channel, a newsletter, and a Parks and Rec Guide, it's easy to stay in touch with city events, government meetings, and more.
What we try to do as a department is really be the eyes and ears of the public here at City Hall. We kind of look at it as a twofold approach. First of all, we want to show everyone what's going on here at City Hall. So if a resident wants to know what's going on in their local government, they have various means to look and find it, and our job is to give them as many options as possible. The other thing, of course, is to educate and inform our residents about the events going on in the public, all the activities that they have available to them. One of the great things about living in O'Fallon is all the opportunities that there are, usually a lot of them free, that you can get out and do and have fun with your families. But it doesn't do any good if we don't get the word out and let people know what's going on.
One of the foremost tools available to O'Fallon residents is the quarterly city newsletter and the Parks and Rec Guide, which includes news from the mayor and city council, information on events, leisure activities, and volunteer opportunities, as well as the status of public works projects and general news about the city. In addition, the Communications Department develops and maintains the 5 websites of O'Fallon. Each of these websites offers a wealth of information to residents, and everything you'd like to know about O'Fallon is just a mouse click away. Designed to be especially easy to navigate, you can watch videos about O'Fallon festivals, look up nearby businesses, explore our government boards and commissions, and get updates from O'Fallon's social media accounts. And with separate pages for our Parks and Recreation Department, Police Department, Renaud Spirit Center, and the Heritage and Freedom Fest, it's easier than ever to find the info you want. You can even view our city newsletter and Parks and Rec guide online.
The City of O'Fallon offers hundreds of great activities and events throughout the year. The websites, the city newsletter, and the Parks and Recreation guide make finding those activities easy and quick for families.
Videos, like the one you're watching now, are also produced by our communications department for OFallonTV, the City of O'Fallon's 24-hour government access cable station. Original programming for OFallonTV includes 5 flagship television shows. The O'Fallon Update is a weekly program that keeps residents up to date on government news. Energy is a monthly program that promotes healthy lifestyles and activities. OFallon Matters highlights important government issues, civic organizations, and other stories that matter to our community. Keep It in the O puts the spotlight on local businesses, showing off our hometown stores and shops. And The Scene keeps citizens updated on neighborhood events and happenings throughout the community. The channel also airs cablecasts of meetings and workshops from the O'Fallon City Council, as well as all of our city commissions and boards. Plus, OFallonTV programming is embedded in the city's website, allowing residents to get a brief overview of O'Fallon departments or explore a topic in greater depth.
OFallonTV is a great way for residents to have a window on what's going on in their community. Not only can they learn about city government and programs and services, but they can also find out about businesses or other events that are going on around them.
OFallonTV programming is available on your TV by tuning in to Charter Communications Channel 991 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99. You can also watch OFallonTV's original programming live and on demand at the city's website, www.ofallon.mo.us, as well as on YouTube at www.youtube.com/OFallonTV. No matter how you'd like to get news about your hometown, O'Fallon's Communications Department has put together a variety of sources that will quickly get you up to date.
I think one of the things that we've really improved on over the last couple of years as a department is the integration of all of the materials that we use, whether it be OFallonTV, whether it be the website, whether it be the printed newsletter. We've got a system now where it truly is a system that all of our residents can see whatever's easiest to them. You know, whether you get the information on OFallonTV or the website, or you still like to look at the printed newsletter, it doesn't matter. You're going to find the information that you need, and you're going to find it in all of those mediums, and hopefully you're going to find it in an entertaining and fun way to read, too.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have a good story idea, let us know. You can email us at OFallonTV@ofallon.mo.us. See you next time, and remember, give back to your community because O'Fallon matters to all of us.